Right. Before I start anything, okay, I'm going to choose the first one, 6.1, because it is the simplest. Okay? How do I know that it's a simple trinomial? You can only know that it's a simple trinomial if the coefficient of x squared is equal to 1. If the coefficient of the x squared term is equal to 1, then that's a simple trinomial. You should not struggle to factorize it. Right? So we have x squared minus 7x plus 12. Right? Now I want you to put your pen down and just pay attention how I'm going to factorize it. Now I want you to know that when you are factorizing a trinomial, the middle term, okay, this term here, it depends on the correct combination of factors of the first term and the last term. I'm going to repeat that. The middle term of any trinomial depends on the correct combination of factors of the first term and the last term. Right? So if you get the factors of the first term right and the factors of the third term right, then you must choose the appropriate combinations. That will give you the sum which is equivalent to the middle term. Okay? So in my case, the method that I use is this. What is the coefficient of x squared? It's a 1, right? So we've got 1 times, what is the constant? It's what? 12. So 1 times 12 gives you what? 12. Then we now need to find factors of 12. Factors of 12. That is the product of 1 and the 12. Such that if you add those two factors, they give you the coefficient which is minus 7. Right? But you need to know that any positive number, like a 12, it can be written as 6 by 2. You can also write as minus 6 by minus 2. So any positive number has both positive and negative factors. Okay? Any positive number has both positive and negative factors. So I can also write this as 12 times 1. I can also write as minus 12 times minus 1. Minus 4 by minus 3. Positive 4 by positive 3. Like that. Okay? Are you following that? Now the question will be, which two factors among these combinations here are such that if you add those two, they give you a negative 7? It's what? Negative 4 and what? Negative 4 and negative 3. Is there another combination? Is there another combination? No. So this one here will be the best combination of factors. Okay? Then what you do now is you rewrite this 7x here, this minus 7x, using minus 4 and minus 3. So I can rewrite it as, so my next step will be, say, x squared minus. Now, I'm going to say minus. If I start with 4, well, you can start with minus 4 or minus 3, but you have to be very careful because of what I'm going to show you now. So if I start with, say, minus 4x, then I have to write minus what? 3x. So I'm rewriting the middle term in terms of the correct combination of factors of 12. All right? Then plus 12. Now I want you to look carefully because some of you, this could be the first time you see this method. Minus 7 and minus 4 minus 3x are the same. It's just that I've split the minus 7 into 2. Minus 4 and, plus minus 3. Okay? Once you split this middle term into 2, Then you factorize by grouping, or rather you factorize by grouping together by common factor, but it's mainly by a common factor. So the first two terms, what is the common factor? It's x. The first two terms, their common factor is what? It's what? It's x. Then x squared divided by x, you get x. Minus 4x divided by x will give you minus 4. Right? Then the last two terms, they are common factor. Since I have a minus 4 here, it means I have to take out minus 3 as my factor. Then I'll be left with x minus what? 4. Right? We are factorizing by a common factor. Then you can see that we have a binomial factor here, which is what? A common factor. So we take out the factor, then we divide the first term by the common factor, we'll be left with x. I expect you to know this, but we did factorization by a common factor. Divide this by the common factor, you will have minus 3. And that will be your answer. Okay? Please take note that I'm a teacher and I'm trying to introduce this concept of factorization. So these two steps here, right, I'm showing you how I'm going to factorize. Okay? But you can move straight away from there to there. That is if you know your factors well. Alright, as a class exercise, quickly can you do 6.24? 6.24. This one here. That's right, class exercise in your book. And do 6.24. 6x squared plus 17x plus 12. Factorize that. Use any method you know from last year and this year. And I'm going to ask you randomly what's your answer. Did you find the answers? No. I gave you a question, the class exercise. 6.24. It's not in your textbook. It's here. This is the question. All I want to know is what are the factors of that triangle? How many of you have got the answer? One person. The fact that one person has managed to get the answer means the bulk of you do not understand how to factorize the trinomial. Because we are taking long to do it. If you use my method, if you're paying attention, you'll find this very easy. Okay?